We are live, people. Joining me today is my guest, Lou from the Bronx. Lou, what is up? How are you doing, man?
What's up? Hello, everybody. So glad to be here. Thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. So much fun.
I'm very
It's so
happy.
fun to be on the screen instead of in the chat.
Well, we enjoy you in the chat too. Like, my husband's like, Lou's coming on. Like, Lou's coming on. So everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, I gotta set the I'm subscribed and all that, but I gotta hit the notification thing. So because sometimes I come late. I come like at the end of the show. It's like I miss most of it. So I gotta be more on the ball with that.
I'm gonna start yelling at you when you miss them.
There you go. That'll work.
So have you been thrown off by these Dynamite shows being not on Wednesdays? Because I'm like losing my shit.
You know what's annoying? What's annoying is JR going, it's Friday night. You know what that means? I go, yeah, I know what that means, bro. I mean, it means the show's supposed to be on Wednesday, bro. That Friday, that doesn't work, bro. That does not work. No, what's up? Anna, what's up? Look, I'm here. I'm not in the chat.
And they know who you are. They were waiting for you. So before we get started, though, I have to give a special thank you to my mind runner for hooking me up with a cameo from Sammy Guevara, which was absolutely, I was having one of those days, you know, where you're like, I don't know, things ain't going the way I thought they would, you know, being impatient and whatnot. And I had made a comment that I might drop 2 segments off my show because I wasn't getting enough views. And Mind Runner just went and did this to inspire me. And so I am so thankful. Thank you. That was extremely sweet.
Was dope.
That's dope. That just goes to show that you... Right? Even though the IWC does have like its crazy people there are some legitimately awesome wrestling fans out there. And I'm so happy to be following them because I've found some of the best people up there, including you. So I am just renewed. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going with my show. So people, before we get started, follow Lou on Twitter at Lou from the Bronx. You won't be disappointed. He's extremely funny, very responsible for me not being able to get over the big meaty men slapping meat thing. That's your fault.
I could not, but I always love introducing people to stuff like that when they have no idea what it is. That's just seeing the reactions.
Hey,
so
hey
funny.
Joshua, hey Courtney, hey Anna, no neck bone tone. Listen, I know who New Day was. I knew who they were, but I had never seen it before. All right, we're not gonna get into that.
I didn't even know they had a podcast, and I saw that clip because I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole of WWE videos, and I was just going through things, and that popped up. I laughed for like 4 days off of that.
And so did
funny.
Look, there's my sister. We know Lou is super funny. Everybody was ready for this.
Man, you guys are inflating the ego, man. That's not good.
Now you have to be funny. Now you
gotta perform, man.
So we're gonna talk about the upcoming matches that are happening on Saturday. But did you get to watch the last Dynamite?
Yeah, I made sure to catch up. The only thing I didn't watch from this week was Dark. I watched Elevation, but I didn't get to watch Dark yet. I'm actually gonna probably watch that after this because Abaddon is on the show and I have to watch it.
Snap! Shout out to Abaddon. I have actually not caught Dark or Dark Elevation yet, so you doing better than I am.
It's a lot of wrestling. But to answer your question, yes, I watched Dynamite. Actually, I rewatched it today, and I don't know where you want to start. Do you want to like recap that show or?
Yeah, I just want to bring up like a few matches, not all of them, but
that show was crazy. That was a crazy show.
Was fucking crazy. What was your favorite match of that night?
I'm gonna tell you what. I thought it was gonna be corny, but that cage match, they made that shit look so good. Like they made it look so good, man. Some of those kicks and those punches looked a little on the nose. I was kind of like, oh, this is This is looking kind of serious here, and the way they, they didn't. What I liked is that they didn't go in the octagon and have like a wrestling match. They were doing collar knuckle tie-ups and arm drags. They were actually in there having a MMA, and it looked like a real fight. Like it was dope.
I feel like they really did hit each other a couple of times. Mind Runner's here. You missed my thank you. Special shout out to Mind Runner. Thank you. But yes, I was actually very much excited for the cage match. And I was like, I know a lot of people are like, this ain't going to work. But you got two people that have martial art backgrounds getting in the cage together, and they wrestle, and they're big. And I was like, Wardlow has never disappointed me. So when this thing started, even the way it ended with Wardlow being choked out and flipping everybody off while he was going out was perfect. I love that match.
The only thing I don't know why they didn't end the show with that match. I know it was fine opening because it was a good opener to the show. It was like exciting, but I was like, damn, that was kind of like a big deal. They kind of could have closed with that, but either way, like they delivered, man. That match was great, and I thought it was gonna go into like the third round and they were gonna get all the way to the end, but stopping it in the second round, and having just pass out, it was dope. I liked it a lot.
I liked it too. They definitely should have made that the main event, because that's what I think. I thought that was going to be the main event, and it wasn't. But either way, it was a great opener. So, and yes, I was scared for Wardlow a little bit too, because Jake Hager is undefeated. So in MMA,
all Wardlow had to do was hit him with that bow, that thing that he has knocking people out with, bro. That's just scary, bro. Like last week when he hit that ham and egger with that joint, I thought he killed that dude.
He did.
He looked like he killed that dude, bro. Like, yeah, for real. Sanatana Kurita, bro.
Yeah. You just took me back.
Yeah, I don't know how to end it, but it was awesome. I really enjoyed that match. It was really good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I want to see more of Wardlow taking on these one-on-one matches, because I believe that his future really is outside of a faction by himself. Because the same thing I feel about Sammy. Sammy needs that belt run for real. This was the other thing. So this is the only other match from the last Dynamite that I want to talk about, unless you have another one you want to talk about. But I was just bringing up Brock Anderson because, Lou, you still there? I think I lost Lou, y'all. He froze. Lou is frozen. Give him a minute to come back in. But until he does, I just want to go back now that Mind Runner is here. And thank you once again. Special thank you for the cameo from Sammy Guevara. It was absolutely amazing. I am very appreciative of that. And if you guys don't already, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Top Rope Squishy. Lou's back. We got you back, Lou. Lou disappeared, I don't know what happened. And now he is back.
I was just standing here pacing. I was just sitting here like a good
boy. Don't worry.
I was actually okay. We're good.
If you get kicked out again, do the same thing you just did, and I'll just bring you back in. No worries.
Okay.
So this was what I was talking about. He debuted. A lot of people were not expecting much from him because he, the way he was dressed when he was announced.
He looked like a Haitian dad. He looked like a Haitian dad, bro, with those shorts and the little I don't know what you call those moccasins. I don't know what he was wearing, bro. Yeah, I don't know what he had on.
I mean,
but it was.
But he was impressive.
You know what's funny too? He's got the same hair. He's like balding on the top and everything too, like Arn Anderson was when he was that same age.
Same
he got the
look.
Same thing going.
Arn Anderson was a little bit bigger, but he is a complete duplicate of his dad. So Yeah, I think he actually showed up. He was pulling moves out of everywhere. I was like, oh, he's not wrestling like he just started. He wrestling like he's been doing this in the back end for like 10 years.
That's the thing. Like, I know that this came out of like nowhere, at least for me, because I didn't follow like the inside information, so I didn't know this guy was gonna appear. But I knew when I saw him, aside from the outfit, I'm like, bro, that's Arn Anderson's kid. Arn Anderson's not gonna trot out a kid out there that doesn't know what he's doing, bro. Arn Anderson is mad technical. That kid's gonna at least know what to do.
Yeah, he is definitely no neck bone tone. Jesus.
Oh my God. No neck bone tone is going in.
He is going in.
Oh my God.
He's funny. I live with him. So people, if you just joined us, make sure you follow Lou at Lou from the Bronx on Twitter. So let's get started with the tweet. This is happening on Saturday. I'm not even going to say I think Kenny Omega's going to win. I know Kenny Omega's going to win. Lou, you don't leave me.
That's the thing. Like, I say that every time that he's going to retain, and he's been retaining. But I've been hearing some stuff about that he's injured and he's hurt and he's tired. Eventually, he's got belts, bro. Somebody's got to take the belts. I would prefer Hangman to take the belt. Actually, to be honest with you, I would prefer Brian Cage to be a champion. But if we're going by storyline, it looks like, the Cowboy should be the one to take the belt from Omega. Eventually, he's got to lose. He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna lose to Jungle Boy.
No,
but you never know. But again,
I know it's not happening.
Squish,
and he's gonna eat one-winged angel for sure. For sure. We lost Lou again. We lost Lou. We're gonna keep going. So I believe too that Hangman Adam Page is going to be the next person to get the belts. If anybody watches BTE, you will have seen that they kind of made a reference towards Hangman Page getting the belt. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Lou is having connectivity issues. But we're gonna keep rolling. Lou, you back? Lou, we can't hear you. Let's bring him back in. We have no sound, Lou. No sound. It is about time for Hangman Page to win. Say something, Lou. Nope. We're going to give Lou a minute. No, we don't hear you, Lou. Lou, the chat's calling for you, Lou. Lou, why don't you sign out and come back in? I think that will probably bump the sound back in. He'll be back, y'all. So let's move on. Hangman Adam Page. So yes, BTE, Mindrunner says BTE has gotten kind of lame except for Dark. I agree. I was trying to get into BTE this week, but I ended up with Sammy's vlog, and that was the one that really got me. I mean, Sammy's vlog is just much better than BTE. No hate on BTE, but I don't know. Maybe it's the Good Brothers. I'm not really feeling them. So we'll see what's happening with that. Lou is trying to get back on. We're going to keep rolling. Hopefully he can get back on. His sound is messing up, so we'll see. This match is going to be crazy. Hangman Adam Page versus Powerhouse Hobbs from Team Taz. Y'all know that he has taken on Brian Cage twice already. One he lost, one he won. But definitely think that Hangman Adam Page is going to win against Powerhouse Hobbs, but I feel like Hobbs should take it because he's a big dude, and you know, it's a little strange to see these big freaking guys. I mean, Hangman Adam Page is also kind of big, but when you pit him up against Will Hobbs or Brian Cage, they look like someone completely different. Hey, I think we got Lou back.
This is so annoying.
It's all right, Lou. This is fun.
Hello. Okay.
You in, you out. We're playing musical chairs. So here we are talking about Hangman Adam Page. I was saying that Powerhouse Hobbs should win because of his sheer size. This is the third time we're going to see him taking on someone this big because he took on Brian Cage twice. One he lost, one he won. I have Hangman Adam Page winning because I feel they're setting him up for the belt. If you watched BTE, which I think is getting whack, like you said, they kind of made a little like segment where they showed the belts when he was in the room with Dark Order, which is where he chills on BTE. And
that's another thing. Like, what are you doing with these losers, bro? It's like he's the lone cowboy. He should be doing his own thing. I mean, it's kind of cool that it shows his personality because he hangs out with them, but it's like I don't get the Dark Order. Are they good guys? Are they bad guys?
So the Dark Order, Lou froze again. The Dark Order started off as heels and then they became faces again. But I'm not entirely sure either what Hangman Adam Page is doing in the Dark Order or with the Dark Order. I thought at some point he would join the Dark Order, but that didn't happen. So I'm not sure where the angle is or what's going to happen. Courtney, yes, definitely give Sammy a try. He's a very positive dude. And if you ever watch his vlogs, he always talks about how he got started. So we lost Lou again. It's all good. This is how this stream is going to be. We're going to be playing a game of when he's coming back and when he's not. Poor Lou. I feel bad, Lou. As soon as he comes back in, I'll bring him back. But yeah, talking about Hangman Adam Page, I feel he's the one that's going to dethrone Omega, and he's going to eventually be the one to take the belt. I would love to see Sammy get his hands on the TnT belt at some point. We'll see what happens. Let's see what the chat is saying. Mind Runner is saying that he thinks Hangman Adam Page is hiding from the Elite with Dark Order. I agree with you, Mind Runner. I agree. Lou's back. Woo!
All right, I changed things up a bit. This should work better.
This should work. Lou, it's all good. You in and out. We keep it going. So who you got winning before we move on from Hangman Adam Page and Powerhouse Hobbs?
You know, it's going to be Hangman. They're setting up Hangman to win the belt eventually, whenever they decide to do that. And I think it's a good way to go. They need to have a good face champion for a while to kind of run with the belt, get some defenses in, and then they can always come back and do some nefarious stuff and take the belt off of them. But it's like Hangman deserves it. Hangman needs, bro. I went to see Double or Nothing in the movie theaters. And
nice.
It was so cool because it was almost like being there, and then it's like on a giant screen and everything. I was there like throwing streamers. It was awesome. But when Hangman came out, dude, it was like the biggest pop. And even when the crowd too, also when we heard it like in the theater speakers and everything, it's like that dude is so over. So whenever he wins that belt, it's gonna be like an explosion of like that pop is gonna be tremendous because it's his time. He deserves it, dude. He needs to have that belt. Mm-hmm. I would love to see him have a nice run as a champion. I pick him, yes. Even though I love me some Hobbs. Hobbs and Brian Cage are phenomenal. Like when you look at those two guys, it's like who's gonna beat them, bro? Like
nobody in real life.
Yeah, for real. Like who's gonna beat Hobbs, bro? Nobody's gonna beat Hobbs. But going with the story and everything, Hangman's he's gonna get up.
Yes, Courtney. The Latin flavor is definitely in the house tonight. Dominicana.
Puertorriqueño, dominicano, chica.
Ah, you a mix. Nice.
That's right.
You got a little bit of both. Worlds. That's right. Love that. Love that. Love that. No Neck Bone Tone says Sazon.
But the red or the blue? That's the question. That's the real question.
That depends if you want pimiento.
Now we're getting into that's a whole other podcast.
Adobo. All right, let's move on. So we got Dante Martin from Top Flight. So Dante Martin is one half of Top Flight. Darius is injured. His brother's injured. Yeah, so he's been out for a while, and Dante's been doing a singles run, which has been superb. Dante's actually pretty amazing. Young dude. I think he's 20. 19 when he joins, 20. And now, I mean, he wrestles like he's been wrestling his whole life. So I love watching him. Matt Sydal is actually pretty freaking good as well. I have Matt Sydal winning only because he's the legitimate singles wrestler. And Dante Martin is really part of a tag. And I feel that this is just a filler for Dante, just to hold him up until his brother comes back and Top Flight can start taking on tag teams again.
Right. This is one thing where AEW booking, I think, needs a little help because Dante just had didn't he just have a title match, right? A TnT title, like a few weeks ago.
Maybe.
Am I mistaken?
Yeah. More than a few weeks ago,
right?
I think.
And that shit came out of nowhere. I was like, dude, why is he getting a title match? So you would think a match like this they would have it and then have him win. That way he can challenge for the title. Instead, they put him in a title match. He loses, and now he's going on looks like a singles run. So I think he's gonna win just because it kind of seems like if they're putting him out there, that they kind of want to give him a couple wins. Because Matt Sydal has mad wins. He's always on dark. He's always winning on dark. So he's got a good win-loss record already. This guy Dante, he probably needs to build wins up a little bit. And unless they're doing something with Sydal, which I don't think they really are right now, aside from he's beefing with they just beat up his brother, Angelico and these people, right? Matt Hardy's faction.
TH2. Yeah. The House of Hardy.
Maybe they'll get involved or something. I'm not sure, but I think Dante Martin's gonna get the win. I think he'll get it. Yeah.
So I'm saying Matt Sydal, you're saying Dante. I'm gonna cash that receipt. Preston Waters, aka Marcus, is in the house. Last time he was in the house as Preston Waters, and I was like, "That's Marcus," and he's like, "Nobody knows it's Marcus," and I'm like, "Everybody knows it's you." He's so funny. So we got Chris Statlander, who is my favorite.
Phenomenal.
AEW. So long story short, she's literally why I watch AEW. I had stopped watching WWE for about 10 years. Most people know the story. And then my husband had been talking about AEW this, and I'm like, what the fuck is an AEW? What is that? No, seriously, I was just like not trying to hear it because I always remembered the women wrestlers, except for China, always being more of like the break time wrestle show, eye candy,
mud wrestling matches and bra and panties matches and all that
exactly. Nothing serious. And then I turned to AEW one night that he's watching it, and it's her match. I don't know who she was going up against, but I couldn't move. I was like, "This is a woman wrestler? Like, when did this happen?" And that was it. Hooked, line and sinker. Her and Thunder Rosa are my top two favorite female wrestlers, Santana and Ortiz. Sammy, they're on top for the males. But she's taking on the Bunny, who I'll say rip to. Obviously, the alien's going to take it. The
Bunny's really good, though. She's really good, though. The Bunny's really good. She's good. I mean, as far as wrestling goes, she's good. The character, I could, give or take, but she's pretty good as a wrestler. But yeah, Statlander she just came back. She's winning that. Let me just throw it real quick. I don't mean to segue the show or anything, but this women's division in AEW is like I've stopped watching WWE just because it's really bad. But when I was watching, one of my favorite things about it was the women's division, especially NXT. I mean, women's wrestling right now is I would say it's on par with Yeah, it's on par with. It's the best it's ever been right now, and that's without saying. But it's on par with any men's matches like Io Shirai and Rhea and Ember Moon, and it's like they have great matches. But this show, these women on these shows is I'm getting all excited. I could get I could go on and on and on about it.
You got Mission Pro. You have GCW. You have so many indie
NWA.
shows.
You got girls in Impact. You got girls in ROH. They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you can watch great wrestling everywhere. Well, my thing with AEW is that I think this is not the most popular opinion, but they need another belt in that women's division.
They absolutely do.
They need like an intercontinental kind of TV title. They need something because there's the thing is like
Jade.
I watch Jade Cargill, bro.
She needs a belt around her waist.
And see, like it's crazy. Jade Cargill, Big Swole, Red Velvet, The Bunny, Statlander, Thunder Rosa. Even though she's whatever.
She'll be AEW soon.
You can sit here, You can sit here and just roll the names down the list of the roster. Riho,
Diamante,
Shida, Sandy, Diamante, even the new ones, the girls on Dark, like Princess Anamika.
You got Queen Amanada. You have the Renegade Twins. Yeah, we have a lover of Abaddon here. Marcus loves Abaddon, so that's
she scares me in a way that I don't understand, and I love her.
And you love her,
I love her.
She is a crowd favorite, 100%.
She's improved. Like her wrestling has improved so much from when she was like doing like because I watched a lot of her older stuff on YouTube. Mm-hmm. She right now she's like got it all together. The character, the wrestling, her move set. She knows what she can do. She knows what she can't do, and she does everything well. But yeah, I think to wrap all that up, and so we can keep going. They need another belt because
they do.
And I think whatever belt that is, put that shit on Jade Cargill.
100.
Put it on her and let her go because because I don't want to take the belt off of Britt right now because Britt earned her way there and she's gonna do her own thing. It's like she's gonna be working with Nyla right now.
Yes, Thunder's taking that belt.
Yeah,
from Britt in Revolution.
Wow,
that's my long-term.
That's a bold prediction. Okay,
I've been predicting this from last year before Britt even won the belt. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Courtney wants Red Velvet first to get it. Hi, Bobby. Thanks for joining. Joshua, thanks for joining. Listen, they are going to create a second belt. I heard there's talks about it. With Rampage dropping, don't be surprised if they release the belt and put it on Jade and put Jade on Rampage to be the face of the women's division in Rampage. I think that she needs it now because she came out on top. Like she didn't start from the bottom. She came out on top. She's been ruthless and her matches are only like 5 minutes long, but in 5 minutes you see the skill level.
Yeah, she gets it in. Jesus. Like she came out, she the first time I saw her was the match with Shaq and Cody and it was like Shaq was there and Cody and whatever, but she was like the star of that match. It was like it's crazy. And now she's doing this thing where she's throwing people to the ropes, pressing them, catching them on her. Bro, I don't think y'all understand how hard it is to throw a human being in the air and catch them. It's not like she's doing that thing where like Nia Jax does that, but when the person hits her back, she immediately falls back. Jade is not doing that shit if you watch it. She's catching a human being flat on her back, standing up. Yes. And then bringing them down like that's no joke.
Big ups to Rashay Chanel because it takes two to make that move work. Because if Rashay couldn't move in the direction that she needed to, Jay wouldn't have gotten it so perfect. And I've seen that clip quite a few times because it's
she did it again this week. She did it this
on
week
Elevation.
Again, on Elevation, she did it again.
What do you think I'm watching when we get off here? I'm gonna go watch me some Elevation.
She did it again, bro.
I love her.
She's putting that in her moveset. Like that's crazy.
She's that bitch. I love her. I love it. Cash it in. So we're done talking about the Saturday matches, but we know 3 matches that are happening on next week's Dynamite. So let's go through them real quickly because they big deals. They're big deals. So we got Miro is going to be back to defend his TnT Championship. I honestly do not understand why this match is happening, because I don't know about you, but nothing against the Varsity Blondes, but I'm not a big fan of the Varsity Blondes. Maybe it just doesn't connect with me, I guess. I don't know why.
My thing is this, like, I'm an older gentleman, so I was there for Brian Pillman Sr.
The father.
And I get that he was a gigantic star. Like, I saw him in ECW and then in WWF or whatever.
Right.
And I get that this is Brian Pillman Jr. and all that, but I don't see the same kind of like breakout star and I'm not saying he's bad or anything. I don't see anything that he does that's bad. But again, I don't see anything that screams to me like, bro, this guy one day is gonna be the shit. Like, I don't see it.
I don't
like
see that from him.
I see
or
him
Britt.
being like an average,
Wrestler.
Dude, whatever, maybe mid-carder por ahí, but like, I don't see him holding the TnT title, bro, or beating Miro.
No,
bro, Miro's killing people right now for fun.
For fun. I mean,
like,
he killed his
he's
own
not
partner.
Miro.
He killed his own partner,
real.
and then got the belt. So, that was amazing. By the way, the Darby versus Miro for the belt, which everyone but Marcus Gray, aka Preston Waters, knew that Darby was going to lose that belt to Miro. I don't know if you guys got to see the Bird and the Villains video where Marcus had made a bet that Darby would retain, and if he didn't, he would get kicked in the nuts. And he got kicked in the nuts. So if you guys haven't seen that video, which I've seen about 20 times already, please head over to the Bird and the Villain after you finish watching us and go check out that clip of Marcus Gray and the Fox. It was great. It was great. I'm sorry, Marcus, that your boys got hurt, but
it was area.
Yes, I'll DM you the clip if you haven't seen.
Oh yeah.
This one. Britt Baker, the champ.
What is this?
Is joining Rebel, and I've seen Rebel already wrestling, but what I don't get is what is Vickie Guerrero doing?
Well, like, what is this? I don't understand I thought maybe because Andrade had a promo where he said we got a surprise coming, and then Vickie's like, oh, and her partner's gonna be, and I thought she was gonna say maybe like you'll see, and then they were gonna bring somebody, but what is? I'm confused, bro. What is Vickie gonna do? Is she gonna excuse me? I'm sorry.
She's so sweet. No. I'm just saying. Every time she comes out, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what people are expecting from her. They're expecting her to be annoying and be loud and do these things. If she didn't, then it'd be like, what's going on with Vickie? Hello, Jesus de Leon. He says, where is it? Wait, no, this is it right here. Sorry, my captions. I think Vickie is going to have Thea replace her. That's a bold prediction.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Woo!
That's when we got to bookmark that one.
I'm going to cash that receipt. Jesus de Leon. Because I don't know. Okay. That's a big prediction. This is probably the match for Wednesday that I am most excited about. There's been so much fire and heat on Twitter against these two that you almost believe it's real. Yeah, right. They have been posting pictures of each other when they were kids and how funky they looked. And I mean, everybody looks funky when they're kids. Yeah. Nobody looked right when they were kids. But I have Sammy winning because they're building Sammy up right now. He won the Stadium Stampede for InnerCircle and literally kept them together. And he's just on a high note right now. And I don't think they're going to let that die. I think they're going to go with this. Yes, Mindburner says Sammy versus MJF on Twitter has been hilarious. It has been hilarious. So what do you think?
I think that MJF is going to win that match. And I do not say that solely as a holder of MJF coin, which I am. Him being the leader of the InnerCircle I don't think they're gonna have him lose to Sammy. I mean,
you mean the leader of the Pinnacle?
Yeah, because he's the
Pineapple.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He's the leader of the Pineapple, as they like to say. I just think that he's going to, because he hasn't really had he did kind of get the win when he threw Jericho off the top of the cage. So I guess you could count that. But like as far as a singles match, I don't see how they would have him lose to Sammy and make it plausible for me. He's not going to sit there and take a 1, 2, 3. It's going to have to be like in a nefarious way, which Sammy's not going to do. So
I know what you're saying.
I don't know. It's kind of tough, but I'm going to go with MJF.
Because Sammy is not a heel anymore. And I see what you're saying. And MJF is the leader of the Pinnacle. So it'd be kind of weird for MJF to lose to one of the members of. Yeah,
because, I know Jericho will probably be in that match, but he's hurt right now. So they're having Sammy do it. But Sammy's probably going to have like a tremendous ass kicking match where he does all this crazy shit. And then MJF is going to do he's going to hit him with a brass knuckle, something silly like that, and like squeak the win out.
I'm going to say that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Sammy is going to, by all intents and purposes, be heading towards the win and be dominating the match. And MJF is going to pull one of his sneaky ass tricks and beat him on the sneak tip. Yeah, that can happen. I can never go against the IC.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I'm a huge InnerCircle.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to see Sammy win. That would be dope because he's coming up. He's doing his thing. The way he jumped over that cage,
Yes.
He was crazy. He was like a man possessed.
Yes, when he flew out of there, that man's agility is ridiculous. I was like, first of all, it would have taken me 20 minutes to climb the cage. And then I would have landed on my feet on the other side and cracked my ankles from the ankles up to my knees. Fractured all the bones.
Yeah, there's no way I'm not doing that.
No, not doing that. So quick question. Right now, the Young Bucks are holding the tag titles. Who do you want to see them on next?
You already know. You don't gotta ask me. You gonna ask me?
We're going with arroz con pollo.
Santana Ortiz, bro. They're building it up to them. Last week they had that promo last week that they had on Dynamite that they showed. That was an awesome promo.
Yes.
They're ready. They got to put the belts on them, man. They have to. It's been too long already. They should have already had a run. They should have had a run already.
These guys are not your average people. These guys are veterans. And I don't know if you guys got to see the parking lot brawl between Santana and Ortiz and Best Friends, but I am telling you, if you did not see that, look for it, find it, watch it. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's one thing that if somebody I know that kind of likes wrestling, but they haven't seen AEW, kind of want to get into it, I'll point them to that match. I'll be like, yo, watch that. If you don't like this, then you're not gonna like shit.
Exactly. And that they recorded that according to an interview that Santana and Ortiz did, I think with Jericho. They recorded that in one take. Wow. One take. They didn't stop because they were like, this is gonna be painful. They just want to take it through and finish it up. And so they kept going. The part where Santana gets thrown into the side view mirror, he said that was supposed to break and it didn't. So he was out for a couple of minutes.
That's crazy.
But people, Santana and Ortiz, they're going to get the gold next. And since they're not heels anymore and Young Bucks are heels, that can very well happen. It's usually how it happens, but not always.
And they don't even need to have a long run. They don't need to have the belt for a year and a half or anything like that. They can have the belt for a good 3, 4, 5 months and have a couple good matches, and then they can pass it to someone else. But if anybody's gonna beat the Young Bucks, it should be them. And I don't
better be them.
Or if not them, bro, whatever version of Death Triangle you want to do, because Penta needs a belt. That man needs a belt. They need to invent
Phoenix and Pac. A trios belt.
That's another thing that they need to do, because with all these factions, they should definitely have that. And that would separate them from everyone else, because no one else is really doing that besides Ring of Honor. So
Exactly.
You
And
know,
they can do it.
At least televised, you know?
Yes.
That's
I
something
think
that would separate them.
they definitely, and they have enough, like you said, they have a lot of factions. They have enough to make a trios belt work. Cero miedo.
That's one thing about Penta, though. He's got to relax with that shit. You can only have to do it 6 times a match, bro. Like
he doesn't always get it out, though.
Well, he comes out and he does the thing, and then he goes in the ring and he grabs somebody and he's like, "Said yeah," and then he gets on the rope. It's like, okay, bro. Even Alejandro, or whatever his freaking name is, the Spanish announcer, even he has his own, like, when he comes out with Penta. Right. When he comes out and he has his own thing now. He does like a Superman pose and he gets down and he does all this shit. I'm like, bro.
Can you imagine you imagine he jumps in the ring one day?
No, imagínate, he'll break both his ankles. But yeah, if not, but Pride and Powerful, they should be the ones to beat the Young Bucks. There's nobody else. I don't see anybody else on that roster beating them.
Not right now.
Oh my God, I almost called him Dean Ambrose. If Moxley and Eddie didn't do it, then
right.
And I don't see any of the teams doing it.
Right. And we already had like a full year of 2 singles guys holding the tag belts. So now it's time, not to say that I did not enjoy Omega and Paige, because I did. They were brutal together. Mm-hmm. They swept the floor with all the real tag teams. But it is time for a real tag team to get the belts after the Young Bucks. And I am rooting for Santana and Ortiz. So do you have anything else to say before we close out?
No, thank you so much. Time flew, man. Even though I got cut off a couple times, I know the secret now. I know for next time how to stay in the stream. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I love watching the show, and it's really cool actually being on. So awesome.
Yes. Lou, I would love to have you back on, so stay tuned. I will definitely be inviting you back. No worries about the connectivity issues. That's just a chance you take when you go live. So So people, if you don't already, please follow Lou from the Bronx at Twitter. Please, please, please. He's an awesome account to follow. Very funny dude, very positive. You don't hear no negativity there. And I hope you're following me already, but if you're not, follow me at Top Rope Squishy. You better be. You heard Lou. That's business right there. And don't forget to check out the merch. Link is always in the description. People, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Courtney, Mind Runner, Anna, No Neck Bone Tone, Joshua, Preston Waters.
Thank you, everyone in the chat.
Yes, thank you, people in the chat. I know I'm missing someone, but thank you, guys. It's been great. Go enjoy your night. I'm going to go watch Elevation. Good night, y'all.